Alright, we're gonna get back on the grind. I'm extremely tired today. uh, so it's gonna be a little bit of a slog, I think. But we'll try and get through it. I think saying that I'm a little bit tired is an understatement. I'm actually completely exhausted. I've been experimenting with adding in extra potions to the runs just to test clear time. I think Draco Juice is worth it with Emblem. I think I was finding that it wasn't worth it without Emblem, but I think with the crit stack, the extra damage is actually pretty significant. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't think this particular stream is going to be quite as engaging as the last one. I think a lot of people were enjoying kind of like the build workshop or whatever you want to call it, where we were just kind of like messing around with different items, which was a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun with it. I ended up like streaming a lot later than I was planning to because of that, but also it's part of the reason why I'm so tired today. So I don't know, I might do that again in the future a little bit, but I don't think I'll have time for it tonight. I guess we'll see. I would like to try to maintain what little bit of my sleep schedule I have left. Switching some stuff in the side window there. Yeah, we got some dungeon shifting. I don't think I've listened to that much of this guy's music before. I listened to a little bit of it and it was okay. But I just wanted something kind of like down tempo to just kind of chill to, versus the breakcore, which I usually have been having on lately. Also, I'm glad I just followed my rule there. One of my rules for Emblem lately has been to scout the first two splits. Check for dead ends. Because running into a dead end with Emblem really friggin' sucks. You lose so much uptime that way. I'm also probably going to be skipping orange nodes during uptime. Kind of my clear methodology at this point is to stop for T nodes and mythic nodes. And then I'm kind of using what I refer to as like cluster methodology, which is effectively if there are nodes nearby when Emblem finishes, I will take them. But if they're too far away and I'd have to backtrack a far away for them, then I won't take them. So, for example, the orange node over there is a little bit out of the way, so I don't think I'm going to go back for that one. Also, we found the boss super early on, which is actually kind of nice for us, because we can just go scout that hallway now and pop emblems. Actually, you know what? I think since we're going that way, we can probably pick up that orange. It should only be like 10 seconds. Not too big of a loss. I'll grab this one. There's a spider there? Oh yeah, there is. Okay. I really want to try and see if I can get the spyglass into this build, because I love running spyglass for normal farming. It just makes your routing so much more efficient. But I think the only way I could do it is if I drop Harvester, which is possible. It's like, we could drop Harvester, but then you do have to start burning through consumables. Which is not the worst. It just makes it, I don't know. It does feel a little bit annoying sometimes to add too many consumables into your build. Also, I think ideally I'd like to be running Star Sharks. Cooked Star Sharks, I think they are. I forget if that's the right name for them. But it's the mythic one that gives you 1000 energy and 300 health. I think that would be perfect. But I don't think a lot of people are cooking them right now. So I might be stuck using some other kind of fish. But that could work to get Spyglass in. I'm just not sure how much time Spyglass actually really saves. I would have to test it out. But I think on average it's quite good, because it, again, it just lets you route very efficiently. But anyways, that's sort of my ramble for the start here. I am going to leave behind that blue tree. It's unfortunate because I love rolling for nests, but it's a hard sacrifice I've decided is probably worthwhile for clear speed efficiency. Oh, Draco here for the big crits. Which I do think this actually saves a significant amount of time with Draco stacking with the crits. Really nice. 4 is not bad. I think I was actually getting a little bit lower 6-minute clear times with the Bullseye Brew, but I just wanted to test a little bit with Draco only, and then maybe add Bullseye Brew back into the mix, and then kind of just work out whether or not I think it's actually going to be gold efficient versus the time save. So every time I clear a dungeon, there's going to be a pause, because right now I'm in nerd mode, or I'm just taking down all the stats. And eventually, if I get really nerdy about it, I might calculate the actual EXP per minute. I have done for some builds in the past. And since we're going for like 6-minute-ish clear times, I will try to actually time the potions instead of like just drinking the next batch, because you can sometimes get a free set of potions, which helps cut the cost a little bit. Not by too much, especially with range, because they're already pretty cheap potions as it is. Nice to cut costs for you again. Oh yeah, this is not going to kill them because Emblem is... Oh well, we got a crit, naturally. Okay. That works. Okay. A little bit crowded down the hallway. some time to kiting there because it was just too big of a pack. We found our dead ends, so good that we scouted this. I'm gonna have to get used to taking a little bit more damage because I'm kind of experimenting with this not running any armor whatsoever. Let's see if we can get away with it. Those Necroholics, if you take a hit from them though, are pretty painful. Oh, this is... yeah, I forgot to time the potion. Or just refresh them. I'm gonna skip that purple tree as well. Actually, never mind, our emblem right now, so we'll go grab it. But I will probably be skipping purple trees and purple mining during UA uptime. But again, once UA ends, if they're nearby, I'll pick them up. There are some really painful skips though. I don't really like to skip those nodes, but ultimately I want to try and keep the clear time as quick as possible. Oh, we got a blockchain drop. Yeah. Spring water for 0.05. We're in the money. Let's go. Seeing the chest drop though is always nice. I said that the other day too. Could be anything in there. What could it be? I'm probably gonna go grab that purple node and then we can pop second charge. Another thing I'd like to try to do as well is try and just do slow clears if it can clear a node and then pop charge from the mining. To try and pick up as many as possible. We'll have to leave this blue behind. Because I just value the uptime more than the blue tree, to be honest. I will stop for this orange, because of course I'm gonna roll for that either way. So I'm actually gonna just try and clear as much as I can here since we're almost out of time. I'm gonna grab the blue tree as well. Oh, the leash. Oh, I want to get that guy. It's a lot of HP, no he regens. Worst. Oh well, yeah, what it is. That actually it for the dungeon? That felt like very empty compared to usual. That is everything though. 640 again. I do think the bullseye brew helps out a little bit. But not by much. I think it's like a 20-second or so time save. I think it can be more than that sometimes though. I guess I can't just quantify it based off of 1 or 2 runs though, because the volume of nodes that spawn and that you interact with also has an impact, so I do need to get some more information. What was this again? Pyrrhiums from water. It's kind of annoying because I want to keep track of it in 2 places, actually, because I want to put it on the notable session drops as well. Honestly, I don't know if I would really consider Relic Essence Epic that good. If it was Legendary, I would consider it, but Epic is a little bit kind of pseudo-common. I can put the spring water though, I guess. It was a blockchain drop. Very cool. Thought I would be able to get away with just normal kiting to dodge that hit, but it didn't work out that way. It is pretty punishing if you get hit without any armor. Can't afford to be taking kicks like this. It's pretty bad. The armor lets you play a little bit more recklessly, just by like a small margin, but with no armor you really are not allowed. You have a little bit of padding with Harvester, but not like a huge amount. Guess I'll pop a Harvester to top off. And I'm falling into the trap of every area I go to has a node that I want to harvest before I pop Emblem, and sometimes when this happens you end up going through like half the dungeon without popping your charge, or charges, and then you end up having a slow run. It's like, oh, I'll just get this one purple tree, oh, I'll just get this one purple node here, and it just keeps chaining until you're like, oh, I never spent any of my charges, and now I'm like farming slowly. really sucks. But I think we should be okay here. Oh, please, dude. Alright. Alright, no, we're going. We can't afford to wait anymore. I'm gonna leave these two behind as well. It just is what it is. We gotta keep moving here. I still have 2 charges that I need to spend before we're done with the dungeon. Again, it's a little bit painful because you do get Starium or chances on the purple nodes. But I think going after and pursuing like more Aetherwood drops better. So we will be able to get one of the nodes there. Because it's next to the boss, so it's not really a big deal. Our potions ran out. They're actually not that far away from where Emblem wore off, so we can grab them. But I do want to backtrack now since we found the boss area. Man, this is really why I like Spyglass, because if you have Spyglass, you can avoid all this backtracking, which saves some pretty huge time. Not to mention it makes it easier to kite as well with a ranged build. That's nice. And you can actually move faster to get more value out of your EOA uptime. It's a really, really nice item. I don't have room for it. There's no way I'm dropping Tempest, it's too powerful for clearing groups. And I need the Fancy and the Tome to hit these absolutely phenomenal breakpoints. I wonder, would I get rid of Legion actually? No, there's no way, we need the energy. And then you're basically left with just get rid of Harvester and use consumables. It's the only option. So I should have popped this earlier. I think we might actually be looking at a 7-minute run, so I've wasted a lot of time here. It's our boss. Behind. Although really, I think we're okay because we have like so much. We have a full extra charge, so it's fine. We'll be able to kill the boss with a emblem charge. The main thing I want to avoid is just not having any, or like having emblem run out before the boss is dead. That wastes a lot of time. I think we're good to just chain our emblem charges to close it out here. Wait, what hit me? I got hit by something? Not sure where that fire came from. But anyways. It's 46. We got something break as well. The worst sound in the game. That sound used to be so pleasant when it was only for like marketplace orders getting filled. And then it got added for when things break, and now it's one of the least desirable sounds to hear. Okay. It seems like 640 is pretty consistent with Reikoji's though. Although I think it could have been faster. We did have a little bit of wasted emblem uptime, but it's like the time that we lost on the emblem was because we were trying to harvest a few nodes before popping the charge. So I don't know if I would have played the dungeon differently, to be honest. Bad pull. Why are there so many chain pulls? This is wasting a lot of time. I'm just gonna pop a charge, I think. Shouldn't have popped the charge. This is really bad, actually. Come back this way. I want to harvest all these. Oh, there's a stupid rock in the way. I don't see that. That rock is of lesser intelligence than the other rocks, making it a stupid rock. Cave though. I kind of want to backtrack to the start before it becomes a longer journey to get there. We're getting kind of far away from it, so we'll pick up all the nodes along the way. Then we'll probably pop second charge up there, assuming it's not a dead end. This is a little bit of a gamble, it could just be a dead end, I think, but it looks like it's a loop. unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave that purple tree behind. It's just way too out of the way. I think we can do boss and then some cleanup. Timing on EOA worked out pretty well there. $633 is nice actually. Fine. I think actually this run we should be able to get a free set of potions. I maybe should have just left them in the stash, but whatever. No, get back here. And that guy he's always like moving so slowly until he leashes and then he decides he really wants to move fast. It's like he hears the dinner bell ringing and he goes running towards it really quickly. Right as he's about to punch you in the face. This does not look like a diamond, I don't think. I'll probably just want to waste the time on clearing these without Tempest, so let's let them leash. Wondering when I'm going to stop actually gathering purple trees, because there's quite a few worthwhile nodes for unlocks and transcendent wood cutting. So like I might not be able to stop taking those purples for a very long time. Hopefully blood cones get a use case that makes them actually worth some gold. Although I saw they were up to 100 on that marketplace estimate, so maybe some people are already buying them out of speculation, I'm not sure. And so we're gonna probably have a late emblem activation, but at least most of it shouldn't be wasted. Since we got that loop out of the way. another dead end? I think it is. Gotta take care of it. This is bad. Does this go to the boss? Or is this a dead end? I can't even tell. It does go to the boss. Okay. We want to do this. I guess we'll clear this and lose the rest of the charge, I guess. Actually, I think that was a bad decision. I should have done boss with one charge, and then we could have used the leftover to clear this out. Because now it's going to be awkward to time towards the boss from the other part of the dungeon, so that was actually kind of a mistake. I think we can still kind of salvage it if we clear the left part of this unknown area and then try and come back down through the loop. Should still be pretty fast. Blue tree is tempting, but we're already gonna have a slow time, so. Oh, this guy's alive? What the heck? Okay, we have to go haul ass to the boss now. I think we'll have at least 15 seconds of uptime, and that should hopefully... I want to kill this. 15 seconds should be enough for the boss, I think. Free potions as well. That's pretty nice. 627 is pretty good. It actually worked out surprisingly well for the botched call on going past the boss chamber with that initial charge. Is this some Sariamore? Question mark? Nope. You're asking too much. And I really haven't seen any Aetherwood or Sariamore in a very long time. I think it's actually the longest I've gone without seeing a drop. I don't think I should be complaining though, because during the event, I was getting a crap ton of Aetherwood drops. I think maybe I might have had a really, like, phenomenal streak of luck or something during the event, because the first Aetherwood drop that I got took a long time to get. But I just had, like, very consistent drops after that. Maybe it's the fact that I'm, like, actively looking for it, that it's not coming to me. That seems to be the rule of the universe, is the more you look for something, the less likely it is to come to you. Maybe if we just stop looking for Aetherwood and... Oh yes, let's go with the hero pet! Although I still ended up getting hit a little bit. It's so epic when the, the deer just jumps in front of the laser. Who says that the pets don't already have a use case? So this doesn't look like a dead end. Which is kind of concerning because this area over here also does not look like a dead end, so I think this might be a loop here. Do I spend a charge here? I guess we kind of have to, right? Like, there's no other place for it, even if this is a loop. At this, we're not going to get maximum EOA value if this is a loop, so... But it, like, there's nowhere else I could spend it, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a salute. We waste 15 seconds of uptime, unfortunately. Oh well. It is what it is. Sometimes it just happens. Oh, can we get the Tempest off? Oh, it wore off just as the Tempest went. Although I think that's interesting, I'm not sure. I might have to go back and watch the replay on that. I'm not sure if, while the orb was, like, in flight, if it, like, because the first one crit, and I'm not sure if Emblem was still active while the orb was in flight, and then maybe it wore off so that the second one didn't crit. Not sure. Anyways, kind of cheating, you can kind of see over that way, so we'll pop charge here. I just wanted to see how much room there was, or like how much dungeon there was here to really pop that charge. Oh, how did that not catch him? Oh, surprise rock. Very slow on activating that blue cutting. Another blue tree left behind. Poor blue tree. At the very least, maybe it will help the bird population so that the mysterious nest drops can go back up. Ah, I'm greedy. I want to go for it. Lose some time here. Oh, no birds in the tree. Too bad. sounds kind of evil when you put it that way, though, doesn't it? Like we're poaching the birds. Are we really actually the heroes in the story, or are we the bad guys? So you have a little bit of wasted uptime, but that was from that loop earlier. Nothing we could have done about that, really. What our time is. $6.58. How did we take that long? I know getting that one blue tree couldn't have taken that long. I guess the backtrack to that loop was a pretty significant one. Pretty crazy, crazy amount of time to lose, though. I say as I lose more real time to tracking the nerd data. I do think it's worth it to get the data, though, because over the longer term, the data is probably going to help us save more time in the long run. I don't mind spending a little bit of it. Not to mention, like, when it comes to IRL anyways, I end up wasting so much time on other stuff anyways that it ends up being less significant than just like, actively playing the game. In most cases, but I don't know, I think it's still kind of fun to try to optimize the clear speed as much as possible. Just to understand like what elements influence it. Oh, I was locked in the animation. You win today, Necromage. This kind of looks like a loop to start off. Dead end or not? Doesn't look like one. Guy's jamming out. I think we just go up and around. Now if this branches off upwards, I don't know what the play is. No, it doesn't. Okay, we just pop the cards then, I guess. Have to be careful for those potions running out on this run. Yeah, it was a wasted Tempest. Couldn't have used it on the stupid spiders. I'm whiffing all my shots, sorry. Alright, dead end, but kind of lined up with our emblem wearing off, so good. I'm gonna refresh the potions now so I don't have to think about it. Grab this, why not? I can just charge since there's no decision making involved here. Leave that orange for after. Our uptime is almost spent, so I'd rather just try to clear out some garbage. Oh, we're off. Just before the Tempest. Where's this way? This has to be boss? Yeah, okay. I don't know why I'm clearing these now, but there's voice really. So actually, yeah, the better approach is we want to end with that corridor. Go take this stuff out. How much is that? Quite a lot actually, holy crap, alright. Bad, I should have let them leash actually. Oh god, yeah, okay, we went a little bit. Let's just let this reset. Not the best decision. I did really want to see how much was left. I don't think they'll be able to get to the boss off of one pull there. There's a lot left. Unfortunately, that wasted like 15 seconds to scout that out. But this looks like another loop, so I think we can pop the charge at the end of this loop and probably maybe have enough time to get to the boss with the remaining uptime. I think you only need like 15 seconds of uptime for the boss. So if you pop it right at the curve up here, I think it should be enough. I think like now, if we go really fast. Oh, but the nodes, I forgot about the nodes. Shit. Oh, there's a lot of nodes. Yeah, this is mistimed actually. Because of the nodes. I think we're gonna be a little bit slow on the boss. Didn't expect to get 3 node hits here. Yeah, oh man, we lost way too much time from the nodes. That's too bad. It's not the end of the world, we have Draco juice, so he still dies fast. It's not quite as fast as we'd like. Could be better. And I have to say, one of the things though that has really made the game more fun for me now is like actually because it's like action based with the WASD, and it's like actually fun to play versus like how kind of like bare bones it was back when it was left click. It really makes it to where I just like enjoy trying to like do these kind of like time trial sessions, and like I don't even really focus on the grind at all. Like I'm actually I can't even speak apparently. I'm legitimately more just fixated on like gathering data about the runs than I am about the grind. Like the grind is kind of just a what do you call it? It's like a side thing. Like I'm not even really paying attention to it. I'm just sure I'm getting like resource nodes and levels and EXP and stuff, but like I actually don't really care about it. I just want to try to like push the time down as much as possible. Trying to have fun doing that. Oh, this box now actually. I'm kind of breaking the dead end rule, but I think that area was long enough to where I don't think it should spawn a dead end here. You can leave that mythic for a little bit later. I guess we can just grab both nodes before we just get started on the next clear. Oh, actually, I think the dead end is here. I think we need to clear this. Now that I look at it. Energy loss. Natural crits when you get them do feel really nice on those key targets. Yo, Skittles, what's up? Hello, hello. How are you doing? Welcome into my grind session. The endless grind. Have you been? What have you been up to? Still doing the Final Fantasies? I've been thinking of like sound like catchy to do like a Final Fantasy Friday. I've just been having trouble even keeping up with this game. And it seems like the same old story for me. Always just whining that I don't have enough time. Not bad. Playing a bit of Starbound. Oh no, now I have to deal with chat too. Oh no, my clear speed efficiency helped me. A new conflict emerges. The most the most difficult thing to juggle. Hold on. Let me pop a charge, and usually I can do a charge. Oh wait, we found boss. Okay. Wait, so I read Starbound though. That's pretty cool. I haven't played Starbound in ages. Did they update that recently? Let me finish reading. Starbound with friends while I'm wait for Dawn Trail. Dawn Trail? Oh yeah, Dawn Trail is the new expansion, right? That's cool though. I loved Starbound back when it first came out. I thought it was really cool. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with charges at this point. We're just completely winging this. Do I have to backtrack? And I lost focus. Now we're in Jesus take the wheel mode. Plus Argantus, what's up? Hello, welcome in. Sorry, I'm trying to somehow maintain min-max clear speed efficiency while keeping up with chat, which is really challenging. I think I know how speedrunners feel now when they try to keep up with chat. I watch a lot of like Mario 64 speedrunners, and usually the best time to send them a message is like in between stars when they have a moment to like look. But the thing is, in this game, the runs are like 6 to 7 minutes long, so it's kind of a long time. Versus Mario 64, the stars are like 30 seconds long, so it gives them like a nice break to look. Wait, did we waste an entire EOA charge? We did. How did that happen? This is gonna be like an 8-minute run, isn't it? Let's see. Wait, how did we get a 642 with a full EOA charge left over? That's insane. I think we went really fast that run. For the map, or you know what I think it was? There were no nodes almost, right? I think there was a very low amount of nodes that run, so we didn't end up spending a lot of time gathering. I think that was it. I hadn't heard of Starbound until a few days ago. It was a big game along with Terraria. They both kind of released roughly around the same time. I think Terraria came first and Starbound came slightly after. But yeah, it was really cool. But I don't think they ever ended up like developing it quite as much, or at least not as fast as Terraria ended up getting updates. So I think a lot of people dropped interest in it. Tinted Tempest actually knocks back Nether Demon. Yeah, man, Tinted Tempest is next level. It's a pretty strong relic. I hope that's intended. I hope it doesn't get like patched out or something, because it's really satisfying to have Tempest knocking back when he's casting fireballs, and you're just like, but mine's stronger. You just. It's like a Kamehameha blast battle or something. It's nice. I don't know if it's intended though, because another demon is supposed to be like resilient to quite a few effects. But there's some that affect bosses, like I think Bleed and Decay both affect bosses. It's just things like Shock and Burn, I think, don't actually impact them. Although I think I read in chat that with Burn and maybe Shock also, I think like one tick gets applied to the target if it's a boss. But people were saying that might also be a bug. Burn, Decay, Shock does not work against Guardians. Oh, it's the same for Decay as well? I see. But just one tick for Fire. Okay, that's where the bug is. I got you. Interesting. What can we do here? I think this is a loop. If I just grab this. I don't think this is worth popping an EOA charge for. I think we just clear the new loop normally, and then we'll do the rest of the dungeon with free charges. No slow from Decay. That's too bad. I'll be honest, yeah, okay, well that's really helpful information to know actually. Thank you for sharing that, because I'll be honest, I've been thinking about that endless dungeon mode that's going to be coming up. And I was thinking, man, if Decay works on bosses, I'm not gonna lie, World Slayer was looking like maybe it could be a pretty strong pick with that Decay. But Also, I thought this was going to be a loop. That's a whole other situation we're dealing with up there. Oh, Plaguebearer is working versus bosses now. It wasn't when I first bought it. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. I won't lie, I bought my Plaguebearer yesterday, actually. Was able to get one on market for a pretty decent price, I think. I know you've already got one, so you're already set, but that's what I'm kind of speculating on for Endless Dungeon as well. Is just having something that can allow you to apply damage over time to a target and then, you know, just not spend as much energy on killing stuff. I think if anyone is interested in that Endless Dungeon mode, now would be the time to maybe consider Plaguebearer. Of course, like, we don't know what the meta is going to be like with magic coming in, right? But I think for the price point that Plaguebearer is at right now, like, no one is thinking about Plaguebearer whatsoever. They're just dumping it like, oh, this is a garbage item, why would you ever use this? It's like, well, you think about the application in an environment where you have limited resources to work with. This is actually like a really freaking powerful item. And for just, I think it's like, what, 300-ish Eng, 350 maybe? With a supply of under 100, I think it's a really good pickup, honestly. And hey, if it doesn't pan out, then, you know, at least you have a cool relic that's in low supply, right? Get asleep in myself, Does Shock work on Guardians? Pretty sure it doesn't with Void River. I don't believe it does, no. Not even the damage part. Yeah, from what I understand, it's immune as well. But that could change, and who knows, maybe there will be like mini bosses or something that get added where they're not immune. By the way, I'm not spending my charges on blog posting. So efficiency goes out the window now. I think that's my next challenge here, is being able to actually hear efficiently while like keeping up with chat. Is a brand new frontier. It might be considered as a stun. Maybe. I will say though, if you imagine just on normal mobs, Void Ripper plus Plaguebearer combo, like if you proc the shock and then you also apply the DOT from Plaguebearer, you can pretty much just kill a target if they get shocked, and then just like let them get electrocuted and poisoned to death. It's pretty nice. But I do have to wonder how magic is going to shake up the meta as well. Plaguebearer plus Zilborn plus Inferno, you can melt bosses. Oh, does poison actually work on bosses? That's an interesting one. That is very neat. We have an entire unspent POA charge. Yeah, and those are two different poisons, so they stack? Oh wow, holy crap. That is really good to know. I do already have a Zilborn. Actually, fun fact, Zilborn, I think was my very first mythic item I found, like self-found, but it was way back in Stampede, back when it was a lot easier to find those. But yeah, I was actually clearing a lot of alpha content with the Zilborn, just because it was one of the first axes I ever found. And to be honest, back then it kind of sucked. It was like not really that strong compared to some of the other items, but these days I think Zilborn is actually pretty awesome. With the poison, like the poison effect is really strong when it gets applied. 7:37. I guess that's okay for blog posting. Not too bad. Yeah, Cliff made the poison scale with the weapon's tiers. Yeah. Yeah, it feels really good now when you hit in Mythic. Applies like a huge... Like, it's so satisfying to just see the poison, like, exploding out of the mob and they actually take, like, a huge amount of damage. Really nice. But man, I'll share, like, I don't mind sharing. I was, halfway thinking about picking up a... Or, like, at least posting a buy offer for a Shapeshifter's Demise, because right now I think that is kind of the main transcendent meta weapon to go to if you want fast clear times, because it's just got all the best stats that you would really want. But as I was thinking about posting that buy offer, I was just thinking, like, yeah, it's meta now for this current state of the game, but like really, like, we have no idea what Magic is gonna do for the game when it comes out. And oh no, please, I'm locked in the animation. It could very well be that, like, maybe Magic gives range builds some new tools to, like, do AoE damage. And I'm really wondering if, like, I don't know, maybe, like, Magic is worth holding out for instead of just rushing into investing in melee so heavily right now. So I'm actually kind of on the sidelines for going deeper into a melee build at the moment. Especially since I was able to get this one up and running, this range build. Like, I've been having a ton of fun with this. So I'm kind of cool with this sitting on the sidelines a little bit. But I am super excited for that dungeon mode, because I think if it's anything like it used to be, where you kind of have to, like, stake what you've gotten as you go down deeper into the dungeon, I feel like that's a really, like, big adrenaline inducer. Imagine you go through like 20 floors of dungeon and you have an inventory full of rare stuff, and you get to the decision to leave or to keep going. Like, I feel like you'd actually get a pretty good adrenaline buzz if you kept on going. So, I don't know, I'm hoping it works that way, because it just sounds like it would be a ton of fun. It already kind of does work that way a little bit with Echoes of Time, where it's like, you know, you're technically like staking a decent amount of gold on consumables, where if like you mess up, like you're gonna waste all the gold you invested into your sigil and all the gold that you spent on consumables. So it kind of feels like, oh, I need to, you know, pay attention and do really well here. I really like that feeling in games where it feels like you have something riding on the line. It's kind of why I liked playing like hardcore in Diablo 2 and stuff, where it's like if you die, you lose all your progress. I'm kind of hoping that the dungeon mode will be kind of a similar experience, where it's like you can risk losing some stuff that you find along the way. Sounds like it would be really fun. And also possibly like rage-inducing. Create some drama if you lose some really good stuff. But man, I think it would make for really good content too, just in general. Like, I think just from like, for being able to stream it myself, but also like being able to watch other people's runs. Like, imagine someone gets like on a really good run and they're like, I don't know, 50 floors deep on a dungeon or something. It's like, oh, I really want to like watch and see like how this guy is running. Let's see, like, can they make it out, and like what decisions are they gonna make? What does their loadout look like? What is their strategy? Like, it just seems like a huge content opportunity to, you know, have a good time with the game. So I'm just unbelievably hyped for it to see what it's actually gonna be. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Also, I'm blog posting and not spending charges. This seems to be a recurring issue. It's like my brain doesn't register that we need to be popping these. It's so good to finally have incentives to use consumables we have stashed for months and years. Yes, man, for sure. Between EOT and the new game mode coming, oh boy. Yeah, man. And also, I know it's probably a far way away, but when co-op eventually comes out, I really hope that I want to see like raid bosses or something, you know what I mean? Like not just co-op for normal dungeons, but like I'd love for there to be some like really challenging boss fights that require multiple players to take it down. I think that would be so freaking cool, and like I think it would really build a sense of community too, because you'd get together in groups of players that are equipped to deal with a raid for that tier of difficulty. And I think it'd be a really good way to just like make friends and just bond over the game by just like taking down those challenges. It'd be really fun. But I don't know what the actual vision for co-op is. I don't know if it's going to be more of like a, you know, dungeon exploration type deal, or if it's going to be raid bosses. I don't have any idea, but I think it would be so cool if there's like raid bosses that you needed 4 people to take down, where it's like if you go in by yourself, you just get slaughtered by it. It'd be really fun. But yeah, we have 2 unspent charges here, so try and focus a little more on grind. I guess one strategy I could do for chat, because I'm not really used to having a chat, to be honest. My chat is usually quite dead. Maybe like in between EOA charges might be a good time to like glance over and like get a discussion point or something. We have a full unspent charge. I guess I can disclose this on stream. This might be like hidden tech for Echoes of Time, but I think the only other person that might actually there's 2 people that could use it. I guess Murdy and Sinners could use this if they come across it. And I think this should probably be fixed if it works in Echoes of Time, but if you exit a dungeon with an emblem charge active, you actually get to, the charge keeps active. So we have an unspent charge right now. If we pop this, we can start the next dungeon with an emblem charge. I didn't pop my Legion's Faller Harvester though. I forgot. Crap. Well, I guess we're not going in with a full charge because I'm gonna have to go eat some squids. But yeah, I feel like this could be. Oh, I need to get my XP written down too. It could be. I feel like that could be exploited in Echoes of Time. If you were to enter Echoes of Time with an emblem charge pre-primed, you could actually enter with the pre-charge stack, and then you could activate 3 emblem charges throughout the run, so you would technically be getting the value of 4 charges in a single run. And I feel like that would just, like, your clear time would be insane. So, I don't know. I might run that by Cliff and see if that's intended, because it seems like it could potentially just be an exploit. And I think even if it is intended to work that way for adventures, it should probably not work that way for EOT, because it just sounds like way too overpowered. Regular adventure and the PvE arena would be the first scenario for co-op, in my humble opinion. Oh yeah, I guess that's true too. You could have like arenas. That'd be neat too. And regular adventure. Like waves of monsters you gotta survive up to 4 players. Yeah, that'd be cool too. There's a lot of cool applications you could do for co-op, honestly. I just want there to be like a giant dragon boss or something with like difficult mechanics that you have to actually watch out for. Or it could be like a combination, you know? It could be like you survive for like 5 rounds or something, and then the boss spawns, but the boss is not a normal boss. It's like a really difficult challenge. And maybe it could even be like, it could be like the way Frostfall Siege is now, where it's like, do you want to keep going or do you want to leave? Because like maybe you took a lot of damage during the waves or something, so maybe you want to leave. But then if you keep going, you take down the boss and it gives you like really good loot or something. That would be a neat way of doing it. I don't know, there's just so much potential. I'm sure whatever Cliff does is going to be amazing, because just having Echoes of Time to look forward to every week has already been awesome enough. Which, by the way, this week in particular, I adopted a new strategy for Echoes of Time, where I wasn't actually going for high speed, I was actually going for lowest amount of gold spent for the first time with the emblem, and I was actually able to clear platinum without spending anything more than a set of ranged damage potions. So I think that's also one interesting way to approach Echoes of Time, is like if you're not going to compete for the top spot, which I know some people are very keen on doing that, and I might try and see how fast range can go at some point. But I think it's also quite fun to see like what like the minimum viable build is that you can get away with, to like make the consumable cost as low as possible while still securing your weekly rewards. I think that's pretty fun too. But maybe that's just me, because I'm kind of an optimization junkie. I like trying to optimize stuff and just like test stuff out. But I do think I would like to try and see how fast range can go in EOT, and like actually do a time attack at some point with the emblem. I'm pretty sure it should be able to go pretty fast. I noticed some people, I think, were actually buying those galaxy grenades from engineering. That's something I'd like to try out if I do go for a time attack, because I think they have potential to do some pretty good damage. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if on platinum difficulty for Echoes of Time if they would actually scale, because the mobs end up getting a lot of HP. So I don't know if they're actually viable or not. It would be interesting to try out. Something I might test on stream, to be honest. I think it could be fun to just go and like mess around with builds. By the way, I have no idea what this map layout is. This is like all over the place. I'm like totally lost right now. Usually I can get a pretty good sense of like where I'm at. This is like quadra loop or something. Like this is really weird. I think this could be a slow one. I think we just pop a charge here and hope for the best. Although I should have grabbed that purple first, to be honest. You know what, I'm just gonna grab it anyways. This is breaking my rules, but I'll grab the purple with the OA uptime. This guy just jumped out of the corner. What is he doing? I do kind of like that, like on this map in particular, there's like these kind of like jump scare areas that mobs can spawn in sometimes. Like I think it's intentional, it seems that way. We already went this way, no, the map bug. That like wall is... It looks like I wasn't over that way yet. We're gonna lose some uptime. We lost quite a bit actually. 15 seconds. I'm sad. No, we didn't even get a Tempest off before it wore off. The EXP in EOT is so good. It is really good, yeah. Not bad at all. I'm gonna spam it until Ascension, I think. Yeah, it actually seems like a viable strategy. I have a Platinum Transcendent Sigil posted in the Emporium. Maybe it's too expensive for people to buy. I had it posted for 40k, which I thought was a pretty fair price, because the base cost to generate it, even with like a cost-efficient build, was around like, it's close to 30k or so, or like 28k on consumables. And I noticed that some people have been buying the Platinum Legendary Sigil. There's a little bit of market activity for it. So I was wondering if there would be a market for the Platinum version. And like if there was, you could actually possibly like sustainably grind it out and then just sell the Platinum Sigils if you wanted to just endlessly grind EOT. It was something I was considering, but I don't think anyone has really taken interest in the Sigil just yet, or maybe it's 40k is too much for people to consider it. But it's like, if you think about the value you get out of buying a Platinum Sigil, you save the time that you would need to grind, or, you know, to level up your Sigil. You clear Bronze, Silver, and Gold instantly, and you also don't have to spend any of the consumables to clear them either, so like there's quite a bit of value there. But I'm guessing a lot of people just are like, they probably already have consumables in their stash ready to go, and so to them it's like they don't really need to cut the cost because they've already paid for it or something. It could be a situation like that. And also I think just like there aren't a ton of people running Transcendent Echoes at a time, I don't think. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's like a more limited pool of players. But maybe for the other difficulty tiers, maybe it could be viable to like grind out like Mythic Echoes of Time or something and just sell the emblems, or the sigils rather. I usually do N bronze and silvers sigils in M with cheap runs and stack the gold platinum sigils. Yeah, that seems like it'd be a good way to do it. That way you can just chain them back to back. It is really insane XP though, because it takes so little time. The XP is really, really good. Okay. Well, we're actually gathering some interesting information here from a stream perspective, because I think my average clear time since I start chatting with stream, I think my clear time is reduced by approximately 20 to 30 seconds. So we're gathering some interesting data this way. It's okay though. I just like to see what the clear times are like. So I don't think I'll test Bullseye Brew, because I think if I'm going to be testing Bullseye Brew, I'd have to be like fully focused to get accurate data. I don't want it to be messed up from chatting, so there's no point in doing the science on it. I do think Bullseye has potential to lower the clear time by maybe 10 to 20 seconds as well though. I've been really enjoying the Draco juice with Emblem. I think it's worth it. I wasn't enjoying it before because without the full crit uptime, it only saves like, I think it was like 10 seconds or something, maybe less. Like it wasn't enough to be substantial, but when you have unlimited crits, the damage scaling on it is really nice. It's like a lot more noticeable. Control plus mouse middle click to deposit everything but consumables, by the way. Oh, for real? That's a neat shortcut. I do wonder, like, if it's... I wonder who would put my Lumen Light Lantern in there, though. Because it's technically not a consumable. I don't know. We can try it out if I remember after this. I feel like I'll probably forget, but... We can try that. Also, I think I'm one of the only people that actually uses the lantern in the dungeon in Black and Mines. I'm pretty sure no other player that's running this actually uses it. I do like using it just because I find, well, first of all, my monitor setting has like an anti-blue light. I'm using what's called Flux. So I've got like a setting to like reduce the blue light just so it doesn't strain my eyes as much. But for a dark map like this, it can be like extra dark a little bit. I use the glow from Inferno cheap lantern. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I have a rain of fire that I was using sometimes on maps at nighttime. It looks really cool. It kind of basically acts like a lantern as well there. Oh wait, I think this is probably a dead end, so it's probably good that we didn't pop a charge there. But yeah, if you have like a fire weapon, it can work as like a budget lantern. But I do like having it on the range build in particular, just because like sometimes there are like weird like terrain things, like rocks, that are like actual objects that you can't pass through. So it can like help, like these here for example, and it's sometimes a little bit hard to see them if you don't have lantern. So I don't know. I do like having it. It does help out a little bit. But I think for most players, they don't need it. That's a lot of hulks. Also, I should have grabbed that legendary node instead of running past it, but that's okay. We'll live. Have you tried Translumination? I did, yeah. I'm actually a huge fan of it. I was using it a ton when the patch first came out. Unfortunately, just like it seems like no one else really uses it very much. Otherwise, I might have like crafted a whole bunch of it and maybe used some of my personal supply of Translumination just on dungeons sometimes. But I think over time I've kind of gotten used to the mines so much so that like I don't really need it too much. It's a potion that I found was really useful on Odinspire. Not because it's like you don't use it to counteract darkness. It's you use it to see those stupid mobs that are like hiding in a bush where like you literally physically cannot see them. Unless you have a Translumination potion active, and then you can see them through the bushes, which can be very helpful when there's like archers and like ranged mobs hiding there. So I think like if I were to run Odinspire back to back, I would genuinely use Translumination potions for every run, just for that benefit. And they're like extremely cheap right now. So, oh, was someone bought 500 from you? Wow, that's a lot to buy all at once. I think it's super helpful on Odinspire and possibly some other maps as well. I had posted on Discord, I thought it would be cool if there was like some other neat little effects added onto it. Like, I thought it'd be cool if it like increased your chance of like discovering those node mobs or whatever when you're mining. Just from like a flavor perspective, because it's like the potion is supposed to make you more aware of like your surroundings or whatever and be able to detect like living things. So it'd be like if there's a mob hiding in the nodes, you'd be able to like detect it more easily or something. I thought it would have been cool to just give it a little bit of an extra splash of a use case so that people might be more incentivized to use it. But a lot of people were saying like, oh, that would be super imbalanced and like you just want free loot. Like, I don't know, that wasn't really my intent. I thought it would be cool just if the potion was a little bit more, it had more application, more reason to buy it. But I don't know, maybe it would be overpowered if it let you, like people would probably just use it all the time then, because it's like, oh, it can generate more gold for you, so therefore I must always have it So maybe, yeah, it is a little bit too powerful. Seems like something extra for it would be nice, though. I don't know. Oh, we ran into this guy now? This is really weird timing, but okay. Oh, I ate fireball in my face. That hurts a lot. That's a spicy meatball. Alright. So our charge will probably end before we clear everything. That's kind of okay. That was a pretty fast run overall. Ended up spending those charges. It looks like it was actually pretty efficient. That's cool. Let me try and do the... I think it was like control middle mouse click, right? We can try that out and see if Loonlight goes into the return. 647 is pretty decent. XP written down here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and it keeps the lumen light. Okay, that's pretty awesome. I guess I had to put the peach in manually, but that's still a lot faster. That's sick. Is there... I wonder if there's a way to, like, rebind that. Because I don't know if I would necessarily want to use middle click. I don't know. I could look at it later, I guess. That's a super helpful shortcut, though, for sharing that. That is sick. I don't know why I don't like middle click. I think it's because it's like the scroll wheel, it like feels weird. I've never really liked using middle click in like any game, but it looks like I don't think you can rebind it. So I have to get used to it. It's pretty awesome though. It saves a lot of time. It saves at least like 2 seconds. It adds up. You get a full minute if you do it enough. Let's see. I think this particular album has looped like a few times, so let's switch it up here. Although the vibe of that particular album was pretty nice. It's like very good, like backdrop, unintrusive music for dungeoning. It's pretty nice. At least I think so, anyways. In my subjective opinion. I usually have on some sort of like... I've been trying to listen to a bunch of different breakworks. I've found some pretty nice tracks just by like scouting out different artists. But... I'm pretty tired today, so I just wanted something kind of downbeat that's like easy to listen to and doesn't like take a lot of mental energy. I think breakcore can get a little bit exuberant sometimes. But yeah, I'll see if I can get back into a standardized grind flow here. Also, I don't know if Skittles is still here. The Skittles, if you're still here, it'd be awesome to hear about what Starbound has done, or like how the state of the game is, because I haven't played that in like I think it's actually been like over a decade or something. Starbound came out a very long time ago, didn't it? I feel like that must have been in like the 2000s or something, or like late 2000s, maybe the 2010s. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's fun as far as I can tell, but it's my first time playing, honestly. Yeah, I guess you don't have like a frame of reference to tell like what they've added to it since the early days. And that's another one of those, man, I just don't have time for all the games, man. Like obviously this is taking up a lot of time, so my range potions right now. I am like enjoying this grind super heavily. I feel like there's gotta be a way for me to be able to work in like a side game. Like it's been a project for me to try and like work it into my schedule. Just to get like, I don't know, like at least one evening of Final Fantasy or something. Or like, I don't know, a couple hours of like a side game or something. I do play this game called Puzzle Pirates on the side a little bit, but even that, like I haven't had a lot of time to put into it lately. And I've kind of just been playing at the bare minimum amount. Like you can run shops in that game, so I'm pretty much putting in the bare minimum amount of time to be able to kind of keep a shop running, which is around like, I don't know, I might play it for like maybe 2 hours a week at most, if that. And it's usually like very rushed. I'm usually just trying to get it done as fast as possible, but it would be nice to be able to get like a unrushed session for a side game or something. I think I'd have to like change my mindset towards this game a little bit though, because like I do have a baseline grind quota I like to meet. But then whenever I have spare time, I'm like, I could just do more grinding and like get even farther ahead. It's kind of like a thought that's always on my mind. I think I'd have to like very actively work against that and be like, that you could, you know, like chill and play something else for a little bit. I don't know. I just have a lot of drive to grind this right now though. But there's like a very active part of my brain that's like, but there's other games to play. And it's kind of a dilemma because like, especially with Final Fantasy, I don't really want to watch a playthrough of it now because I've already committed to clearing A Realm Reborn, right? So it's like, I feel like I'm committed to experiencing it through my own playthrough at this point. I can't just kind of cheap out and go watch someone else's playthrough now. So, it's like if I want to experience the story, I've got to find a way to work it into the schedule somehow. Bronze Beast Bounty, we found a toilet paper drop. Let's go. They use toilet paper. That's why it's that color. We don't want the bronze, we want the cheddar cheese bounty. I guess silver is a decent one to find as well, but I don't know, you can even find the bronze as a real wonder. And do you guys think there's going to be a use case for Widowthorn, or do you think it's just going to be a cliff troll? I think there's some people speculating on Widowthorn right now, where like it could have a use case for magic or something. I don't know. Also, I didn't spend any of my charges. I'm really bad when it comes to blog posting. I like cannot spend these charges apparently. Man, there's one track in particular from Starbound which I really liked. I'd play it after this. I'll just put it on for, well, I guess it could be on loop or something. You can play it for one dungeon run. The whole OST for Starbound is pretty decent though. This Necromage got some more energy. Oh my god, okay, that's really bad. I guess the Nether Demon got a significant amount of my health. That is much more concerning than the mage taking some of the energy. Back, I say. $7.53, yeah, well, that's what you get for not spending your charges. Wait, 6438, what did we get? Oh, we got 2 T-node drops, that's where that came from. Man, I feel like there haven't been very many notable drops over the past several sessions. I know you can go through dry spells, that's pretty common, but I think like the past week or so has been exceptionally uneventful for me. Which is okay. It happens. Oh hey, the new, we got another EOT chest. Oh, I didn't actually see, I was gonna check. I think Ganyu got 2nd place for Transcendent. And who was it? I forget their name. Are they in chat, maybe? No, I don't see them there. Someone got a 2nd place for Mythic. Was his name I think it's Xantonsus? Xantosus? I always have trouble remembering how to pronounce the name. I think they were able to get like a 2nd on Mythic. Or I think it was 3rd maybe, I'm not sure. I wish it automatically like archived the times from week to week. I think that would be pretty cool. I've been even thinking about like just doing it manually, because I think it would be cool over the course of the game's history to see like what people's average times are, and then like, you know, look at what the times are today, and then you look at it in like 3 months or something and see like how much faster the average times have gotten for the community. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if Cliff is maybe like keeping them somewhere like archived in the data pool somewhere. I think it'd be really cool to be able to like go back and look at all the save times, see some of like the very best ones. Because I know like Sinner in Transcendent the week before last, I think he posted like a 338 or something in Transcendent EOT, like, which is just crazy. I was he DM'd me. I was trying to convince him to stream, and he's like, "But my English isn't that great, so I don't want to." But I really want to see like what strategy he uses, because he goes like insanely fast. They're gonna. Oh, that's right. I was gonna put on that one the Starbound track. This is it's just called Atlas. It's pretty quiet overall. The 4-minute loop. I don't know, I liked this track for some reason back in the day when I heard it for the first time. It's very like epic and I don't know, something. As we wait for the dungeon to load. Lag? Oh wait, other people were getting that too. I guess it wasn't just me. Oh, I made the music too loud because it started out quiet. Okay, we're gonna lose some time. I need to turn this down a little bit. This is crazy loud. It's a little bit better. Damn, the leg chest is good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and start recording times from EOT week over week. I feel like I'll probably forget though, because the rollover time always kind of catches me off guard. Guess I could get used to it though. Alright, so we did lose some time at the start to adjusting volume there, but so we can try and get back into the rhythm here. The way that series of notes hits at the start of the track, there's like a certain like pitch in the synth that like, I don't know, it's this part here. I don't know if it's really that audible on here, but like there's like a certain like gradual shift in the tone that happens. It's like it was a very nice piece when I first heard it, back whenever I heard it for the first time. Yeah, there's another chat go. I want to like. Is everyone opening their stuff? Oh, nice. Congrats on Echo of Fortune, Argantus. That's sick. I might open my chests today. I don't know why I'm stockpiling them. I didn't intend for that to be a thing that I started doing. I've got 3 of them to open. I guess we could open those tonight, maybe. But I might save them for maybe when I do an EOT speedrun or something. Because I think a lot of people liked seeing that. I think EOT for a lot of people is like something new, so it's kind of like a mini event or something to stream it. So I could save the chests for that. I also kind of want to sell the gems though, to be honest. I don't know if there's much of a market for the transcendent ones though. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are buying them. And yes, the music is looping. I will, we'll shift it up after this. I just didn't want to have to switch music halfway through the run, so. For now, we will listen to the nice piano track. This will leave the blue. I've kind of like thrown all of my, at the start of the stream, before anyone came in, I was kind of like going through a crash course of all of the rules I usually follow for trying to maximize clear speed. And I kind of just like threw all those out the window when I started chatting. try and get back into them here again. But yeah, we are skipping the blues right now because I value the uptime a little bit more. This is unfortunate, so boss is here. Maybe a long backtrack. Yeah, there's a like stone there, so we can't even kill that guy right now. So I guess we'll like go around and up through here, and then we should be able to kill the boss with the remainder. Hopefully. Unless, oh no, is there even more here? Oh, we might not have uptime for the boss. Oh, I did not realize there's... How is there this much? That's insane. It's actually like really a crazy amount. Oh, he didn't spawn yet. Well, I'm just playing badly then. This is very scuffed. High level of maximum scuffage has been attained. I think somehow my brain was like, oh, you found the boss chamber, so he's spawned in now. I don't know. Really, I'm rambling too much for my own good. Oh wait, are people talking price on gems? Or... This fine gold buying? I want to know. I need this market info. If anyone wants to buy transcendent armor gems, I very much want to sell mine, by the way. If anyone wants to buy them. I feel like no one is buying the transcendent gems. Everyone was buying them in the first week. And then I feel like no one is interested in them now. I guess because everyone has their armor and maybe it hasn't broken yet, so... I'm guessing maybe the price of the gems will come down over time. Also, since this is a scuffed run anyways, I'm gonna grab these blue trees as a consolation prize as my voice completely cracks. Holy crap. I think once I've been talking for a long time, my voice starts like giving out a little bit. But yeah, this is gonna be a very slow demon kill. We do have the Draco at least though. Oh, please don't eat the meatballs, dude. Big spicy meatballs. The nether demon keeps on cooking up, throwing in our face. Oh, that's gonna hurt. $8.29. That is pretty slow. Alright, that's enough starbound. Let's there we go. Back onto our dungeon synth. And it kind of reminds me of Crypt the Necrodancer a little bit. This is another game from around, I think, the same time that Starbound came out, which I didn't end up playing that much of. I don't think I actually liked the controls very much. I'm still doing the right click. I gotta get used to doing control middle click. I didn't like the controls that much in Crypt the Necrodancer, actually. From what I can remember, I felt like it felt like it was offbeat sometimes, or at least that's kind of what it felt like. been going on in the chat here anyways. Freedom necklace. Freedom necklace is an interesting item because it's like it pretty much fuels the shattered gem economy. It's like basically a way you can trade Eng for gold. Kind of neat. Platinum mythical sigil. Anyone got 2 spare Invictus insignias? You get Echo of Fortune from Leg Chest. Guardian's chest drops them, it sucks. Got 1 relic essence? Wait, out of a Guardian's chest? I don't know. I didn't keep up with this convo. I don't know if this is a discussion on Guardian chest drops. But anyways, let's see if we can do some efficient grind here to close things out. Need to still do about like 6 or 7 runs, I think. Get into it. I think I'm a little bit out of blog posting juice now anyways. I think I've more or less covered everything that I wanted to ramble about. I think at a certain point I just go into like YouTuber mode and start like just filling dead air with like random ramblings. But I think it's like okay to just have some dead air once in a while. It's still kind of like hard-coded into my brain from the YouTube days though. I guess at the very bare minimum I could kind of narrate my thought process on the clear, kind of like I was doing when I first started, because I do think it's kind of interesting. Like dungeon clear strategy or whatever. I'd be curious if anyone has like other methods they would consider doing instead, or like what your guys' approach is to clearing. Maybe there's like strategies that I don't really consider. But for right now, I'm just looking for dead ends. So like we confirmed that's a dead end, and then I'm just gonna see if this is one as well before we pop an UA charge. I guess would be relevant for like a Pico build as well, is just like confirming where the dead ends are. This is not a dead end. Don't want to deal with this right now, so we're just gonna back away slowly. Although I will grab this node while we can. Can we sneak this? No, we can't sneak that one without aggro. So this might be a loop, possibly. And if it is, we could probably pop a charge here. Is this a gray piece of ranged armor? I haven't seen one of these in like years. I didn't even know these still existed. Shabby chest piece. Man, maybe I should start wearing gray armor. Be even cheaper than Radiant. But I mean, so far, I'm kind of being able to get away with no armor, so I might just stick with that option. Also, it looks like this wasn't really a loop. I mean, it is a loop, but also it branches off. I think we could get away with a charge here, that's probably fine. leave that purple tree, unfortunately. I don't think we're coming back for that. Grab a D node. Skip the blue because the OA is just more valuable. That we want to grab here. And then one more off here. I don't think the purple is worth backtracking for. We're just a little bit too far away from it. Let's keep pushing here instead. Could grab that legendary. I just want to make sure that there's nothing in between here. Wait, the guardian already spawned? I think the guardian is over that way. That's my guess. I can hear, or like feel the screen shake as it were. I think he's over that way. So I guess we can charge here. Oh, I see people talking about gems. But it's all like legendary and mythic gems, I think. Which I've seen there's a good market for those, but again, I don't think anyone is... ooh, coin pouch. I don't think anyone is actually buying the T-gems these days, unfortunately. Actually, oh, I didn't get to see, but why am I taking the blue? I think Shinrai this week actually didn't participate in Transcendent. So we have a full charge, we can just grab this, it's fine. I'm guessing this is a pretty slow clear time. Unless they mess something up or something. But I'm kind of wondering if actually Shinrai intentionally did Mythic instead to get the Mythic gems. Which is something I was kind of considering, where it's like if no one is going to buy the Transcendent gems, then maybe I shouldn't even run the Transcendent one. Maybe I'll just like run Mythic instead. Where there's actually a market of people buying the gems, because that's kind of what I'm more interested in. Is like just selling the gems versus actually using the armor. So it seems like kind of an interesting strategy to just actually not do the Transcendent one. 6:59. Yeah, I guess we somehow messed up our timing pretty badly on this run. I guess we could do a few Bullseye Brew runs just to see the impact, because I think I have enough data on Draco by itself. So we could grab a little bit on Bullseye just to confirm, because I'm almost positive you can push it down to like 6 minute or even sub 6 minute with a Bullseye Brew. Let's see if we can do that. Oh yeah, 5 legendary gems is Ethereum. You're going for 100k now at legendary? What is the fastest way to level up? Play the game. Yep, I mean, he's not wrong. Here we go, there's the time save. Saving those seconds with the middle click. Very nice. Let me just get Bullseye Brew into my expenses here. I'm such a freaking nerd, man. Pushes up glasses. Just give me a second to update my spreadsheet here. Okay. Bullseye. Bullseye brew. Alright. Alright, we're good. So we'll just keep on. We'll keep with the same methodology, but we have 10% more attack speed. Is pretty significant. Oh my god, you have to be kidding. At least you didn't pop an UA charge. I have words to share with Cliff about this event. I hate this event. I think this is the worst event in the game. I think the Heart of the Horde one is okay because you can skip it. But I think this is totally unfair to range players in particular, because if you ever were to bring 2 bows into an adventure, you would be forced to shoot each one of these friggin' mobs one by one, and look how slow this is, right? So it just exists exclusively to punish range players. I hate this event. It's so bad. I feel like I'm just being punished whenever this arrives. Like, I should be excited, be like, oh, I got a rare spawn event. But instead it's just like, well, I guess I always have to bring a melee weapon with me, or else I just get punished by this. I think I've complained a few times about that on stream, but I feel like I was pretty passionate about it there. Those are my true feelings towards it. I think it's bad. It's not fun. It's not challenging. If you're being chased by a pack of mobs, it could very easily kill you. But like, I don't think it would be a fair way to kill the player. It's just like, because there's no way you can anticipate it coming up. I just think overall it's not a very good design for an event. And the reward that you get out of it is like not even worth the time that you put into it, at least not right now in the current state of the economy. I know there are measures in place to try to work down the inflation of gold, but I don't know. There's got to be something better than that, and as far as random events go. At least in my opinion. / end angry rant about that event. That's why you bring Tinted Tempest or Voltor? No, I bring Tinted Tempest just because it's friggin' incredible. It's just really good for clearing. See this Necro Knight? If I pop EOA, I can Tempest him down with 1 charge. It's just a very, very efficient range clear assist. It's one of the only ways that range can actually clear a map quickly. This is because Tinted Tempest actually gives you splash damage, which you don't get otherwise. If you don't have splash damage in your range as build, you can't even get remotely close to melee clear times, because melee has de facto splash damage built into their kit. So melee will always go faster because melee can pull big packs. Which, by the way, since I think there's a few people watching now, or at least even just if you're watching Argantas, I could show off the melee version of the build, or melee version of EOA in action, because it's completely different. It's like, this is very like kind of like sophisticated and by the book range, right? And it's just like it helps you move a little bit faster, but the melee version of Emblem of the Ancients lets you do insane things that you pretty much can't do with any other build. Like the crits just go insane. Like you just pull huge packs of like 20 monsters and you just crit them all down pretty much. I showed it off a little bit last night, but I could get it together here again just to show it off and showcase it. Although, to be fair, I don't even think you need Emblem of Ancients to get good melee clear times. I think a lot of players are able to just score great times without it. Man, my voice is like really about to like give out. I can feel it about to crack like every time here. I don't know why. It really wants to cause problems. I have only mythic weapons, 8 to 9 minute black and mines. I think that's a really good clear time for mythic weapons, honestly. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't actually run it myself, but like that sounds like a pretty good clear time. Do you run it on melee or ranged? Because that sounds like if that's for a range, that sounds really good. Because range, it's hard to get a good clear time with range under normal circumstances. It's cool that you're using Volt Core though. How do you find it personally? Oh, you use melee with double one-handers. Oh, interesting. Yeah, one-handers are insane now. I was trying one out on a legendary build last night, and they're just really powerful. You can hit the breakpoints to one-shot the trash mobs. Lets you go really fast. I think items like Edge of Lost Comrades and Inferno are insanely underpriced right now. I was actually very heavily considering picking one of them up. Like I still am. Like the purchase I'm considering making just because they're really, really good weapons. Yeah, how do you find Volt Core Amulet? Because to me, I started using it after I got Tempest, and Tempest I picked up blindly. I didn't have any idea what it did. It was just someone had a flash sale for it, and I was kind of a fan of Bane of Immortals conceptually. That was what I was using initially with the range build. And I was like, let me try out Tinted Tempest and just like, you know, see if maybe it's good. And it turns out like, really, Tinted Tempest is absolutely insane. I have a hard time playing range without Tempest these days, just because it's so good for clearing away. But then I got a Volt Core Amulet as well, because I'm like, well, if Tempest is good, but what if I ran basically 2 Tempests? Like 2 Tempests is better than 1, right? But then it was like I used it, and the lion is like so thin for it that like it feels extremely underwhelming, at least in my opinion, to use it compared to Tempest, which like Tempest you get the knockback, you get like a huge area of effect. It just feels like a fantastic item. It feels like casting Frozen Orb in Diablo 2 or something. Like it just feels like a really powerful spell. And then you use Volt Core and it feels like it's like a spark that came out of Pikachu's butt when he farted or something. Like it's this very like underwhelming little spark thing that comes out, and it's like, yeah, this is nothing compared to Tempest. With Rain of Fire, my runs are safer but slower. I bought it when T-maps were hardcore. Oh yeah, man. There's been some patches where T-maps have been insane. Like Vile Spikes and Rogs critting you for 1k. Or like 1.5k plus. Or 1k 5. I don't know how to read that. I think I've read your comment though during one of the updates where it's like tough mobs, like bring back Vile Spike crits or something. I think that would have been cool though to be able to play during that. I think I missed out on that patch entirely. Sorry, I'm trying to like update this here. Yeah, it would have been cool to be able to play that because Vile Spikes are a cool enemy, I think, overall. Oh, 1500 HP from single attack. Yeah, that's crazy. I think they should be able to do that much damage, actually, though, if you ask my opinion, because right now, like, their attack wind-up animation is, like, really long. Although, actually, I don't know, they might be kind of lethal for melee if they do too much damage. But as a ranged player, it's like their attack wind-up is really long to the point where, like, they're almost not a threat. I think they're a really, like, cool design, though, overall. They feel like something out of Silent Hill or something. I think they're like a super awesome model. I don't know if it's just like a stock asset or whatever, but I kind of like them overall, especially like in the graveyard theme. Like it feels like you can just put on like the Silent Hill theme or something, and they fit in really well. um, but yeah, I don't know. I was very kind of underwhelmed by Volt Core Amulet. I think it could use a major buff. That's just my thoughts towards it. I think it should have the radius of Tinted Tempest, and I think it should have some sort of like a utility piece added to it as well. Like, what if Volt Core Amulet had like you give it like a 10% to like, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 50% chance to cause shock or something. Maybe like 25% chance, because you get to hit like 6 targets, right? If it had a 25% chance to cause shock or something, like that would make it a really fun item then. Or like, I don't know, give it some utility, because the utility on Tempest of being able to knock stuff back like really feels cool. Like it's a fun item because of that. I think the same thing could be said for like Arcanum Pulse. And give it some kind of like a utility piece and make it a much wider range. Because in its current state, those two items just feel like, I don't know. It's a very narrow field of influence that they have when you line up that skill shot. That's my blog post on those items anyways. They're usable, but it's like, I don't know. They should be buffed, I think. But anyways. Wait, was I gonna do... Oh, I was thinking about doing... Here, let me add a couple of... I'll add a couple rows to the spreadsheet here. And maybe I'll take the melee version of Emblem out after I'm done my main grind here. Just for fun. Do a couple of... Oh, there's the voice crack. We'll do the melee version of the build just to kind of showcase it a little bit. Oh, and just to circle back to the whole original rant from that one event. So, like, the main reason I bring Tempest is just because it's a great item, but I feel a little bit restricted in terms of build because it felt like Cliff was trying to allow us to be able to bring in, like, multiple bows into a run, which is something I'm actually genuinely interested in. I've experimented with this build with bringing a Crystalwood Transcendent bow in, and it's actually viable for, you can, like, use it for clearing spiders and stuff while your Emblem of Ancients is active. And it's actually quite effective at doing it because you get more attack speed. The only issue is if you run into that event and you don't have a melee weapon with you to clear it, then you end up spending like friggin' 30 seconds a wave picking them off one by one because, or you know, you can use Tinted Tempest on them, but even then you're only killing 6 of them at a time. When it's like, I don't know how many of them spawn, it's like a dozen at least. It's just ridiculously slow. So yeah, it's just a major gripe I have about that one event is that like, there's kind of like this introduction of, hey, try bringing 2 bows into an adventure. The limits have been removed, but then you have these like fundamental events that spawn in the game that like very heavily punish you for bringing 2 bows in. I don't know, I just think it's something that could be adjusted a little bit. Plus the energy used is higher with Virtual Shortbow. Not everyone has legions. Oh, believe me, I know. I know this is very much a luxury item. I'm under no disillusions there. But yeah, I think like, I don't know, and the other thing that would kind of dissuade me from using the Crystalwood bow on a regular basis as well is just the fact that it has that chance to break, and it costs 10k or whatever to replace it. Which I know it might not always cost that much, like one day the game, as more people level up their crafting, the price will come down and it will normalize a bit. It's just in the current state of the game, it's just way too expensive for it to really be considered viable. I already have to pay a huge premium just to be able to shoot my bow, just on the Trigantium quivers alone. I have to pay anywhere from like, you know, 4K to 8K depending on whether or not anyone has decided to stock the market with them. So it's like I'm not really keen on adding another expense into the mix, right? The only one kind of saving grace on the cost factor is that the range potions do cost a little bit less than the melee ones. And the melee ones are actually kind of getting out of control on price if you've been following the market for those potions. They are very, very popular. I think we need to pop a charge here. I think I might actually, I could take a chance next run on bringing the, I could bring the Crystal of Bow just to showcase as a, like, proof of concept how cool it is, though. Because, like, during this period of time when I'm just kind of clearing mobs, it's actually a very, very fun playstyle to be actively switching between the longbow and shortbow to dispatch of the skeletons and the spiders. It feels great, like, it's really fun. It's just prohibitively expensive, and I think it could just be implemented a little bit better. I've posted about it before, but I really do think there should be at least one transcendent shortbow, or, you know, transcendent mythics. Back when Cliff did the split between shortbows and longbows, he said that all transcendent and mythic blockchain bows moving forward would always be longbows. And I still don't understand why exactly he took that approach, because I think, like, short bows have a place in the game. They feel very much kind of like a sidearm. It's like, you know, your rocket launcher versus your SMG or whatever, or like, you know, your assault rifle versus your pistol. And I think there's a place in the game for short bows at these higher difficulty levels, but for some reason he made that, like, very distinct shift during that update. And I still don't understand what the design philosophy behind that was, because I feel like it just basically barred access to the shortbow gameplay style. And if you look at Melee, for example, we've got like 90% of the swords are all two-handers, or like a two-handed axe. But you do have the Red Menace, which exists, which is a one-handed transcendent short sword, right? And it feels like there could very easily be room for like a transcendent short bow. I'm just not quite sure why we wouldn't want to have that in the game. It seems kind of like a strange choice to me. As a very avid enjoyer of range gameplay, I do think having a short bow, or, you know, or not even, it doesn't have to be transcendent, but like, once you get to Mythic tier, I'm not sure why the blockchain short bows just disappear, and then you're left with only having Calamity of the Crows as, actually, oh my god, I just realized something that I need to test. Or we'll do it live. I need to actually test Calamity of the Crows. Because what if Calamity of the Crows... Maybe I can actually use Calamity of the Crows instead of the Crystal Wood, though. I never actually even thought of that until just now. Maybe we could use that and it would be enough to hit the breakpoint. Huh. That's actually very interesting to consider. I would still be completely destroyed if that one event ever showed up. But it doesn't show up that often, right? Let's test it. I think it might actually be able to hit the breakpoint with the crits. This could actually be very interesting. We might be making a discovery live on stream. Just through the sheer power of blog posting endlessly. What do we get there? 7-11. 7-11 maybe. BC shortbows and crossbows would be awesome. Ooh, crossbow. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Crossbows. I think, like, one thing I was considering pitching in Discord as a suggestion was, like, I don't know if you ever played League of Legends, but Wait, does that quail nest just disappear? Weird. Anyways. Oh wait, dude, there we go. Gotta get used to this. Also let's shift the album here. I think this one just looped. Um, I've played Vayne for more than a decade. Oh, sick. Dude, I used to really like League of Legends back in the day. I know it was technically kind of always considered toxic or whatever, a little bit, but it feels like in more recent years, it's like, it's weird because it's like, I think Riot has one of the strongest like big game brands out there. Like, they make quality games. I still think to this day the artwork and overall feel for League, even though I haven't looked at it in years, I still think it looks great whenever I see it from time to time. Oh my god, where was I going with this? I just did like an old man rant. Dude, where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought, dude. That train just parted. They have a great brand. Oh, I don't know. I think I was like ranting about like just the image of the game. I think has become bad because of the players, like the player base. I think it's no, just the player base made like everyone. Whenever you say League of Legends now, everyone's like, "Oh my god, cringe." Oh, League so toxic or whatever, right? And I think that's like it's a symptom of the player base versus the game's brand and the quality of the game, because I think it's always been a great game. Anyways, I played it a long time ago before like all the kind of like mass criticism of it for its what would you call it? I guess the toxicity or whatever. And this is a side thought too. I think the MMO that they announced, I actually have a passing interest in it, which I haven't had a passing interest in a modern game release in like many years. So I think it would be pretty cool to check out a Riot MMO because I think it would actually be high quality. It might actually, if they do it right, I think it could very easily like compete with big names like WoW and Final Fantasy. I think a Riot MMO would be sick, and there's a lot of room for like really cool lore and shit too that they already have built up in the game. But anyways, it's super cool to hear you play Vayne because Vayne is an awesome champion. There's like nothing more satisfying than landing. What was the ability called? I loved tumbling with Vayne. God, what was it called? It wasn't condemn. It was her E, right? The one like you blast them into the wall or whatever, and then if they collide with it, they get obliterated and stunned. It's such a cool ability. I forget what the actual name is called for it though. It might be condemn actually. I'm not sure. Oh, it is condemned. Nice. I still remember after all these years. Nice. Is that and like the mechanic of her like getting 3 stacks and then the 3 stacks like pop and then it's just like that satisfying ping and they lose like 10% of their HP or something is so freaking cool. She's so awesome when she gets fed. But anyways, I was gonna say for Lost Relics in particular, I think Varus would be an interesting mechanic to inherently add to just range gameplay in general. Like imagine if in game you could hold down left click and while holding down left click your movement speed would get slowed and you would draw your bow back, and the longer you hold it down the more like piercing damage you do, and then you could let it go and depending on how long you held down left click the more damage it would do to a pack of mobs. I think that would give range a way to actually clear larger packs of mobs. In a similar fashion to how melee is inherently able to do it already. I think it would just be really cool if range could like charge up their attack and then have a piercing shot. I think that would help a lot of range's clear speed issues. But I don't know how it would go from a balancing perspective. It was just one idea I was kind of running through my mind as something that could help range potentially. Anyways, that's my little blog post on various things. So I was previously testing out like a crystalwood bow like this setup, and this works. Crystalwood bow, you can kill stuff pretty quickly with it, but I really want to test Calamity of the Crows and see if, with Emblem active, if this is actually a viable sidearm, because it might be. So I don't know, let's test it out and see. Oh no, no, we can't, that's right. And I posted about this too, because it requires legendary quiver, and it's like, okay, why can't I use my legendary blockchain bow when I have a transcendent quiver equipped? Like, it seems completely... Like, is this a cock block? Like, why can't I use this bow? I want to go test this out. I'm using a friggin' transcendent quiver, but you're telling me I can't shoot this little legendary bow? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe there's a reason for it. I think one reason might be that maybe, like, there's a lot of cool effects on legendary bows. Maybe he doesn't want us bringing those effects into Transcendent Dungeons. Like, there's a bow with Decay, for example. What is it, Death's Sigh? Yeah, so like maybe he doesn't want us bringing a bow with Decay on it into Transcendent Dungeons, because there's no Mythic and there's no Transcendent bow that allows you to get Decay. So maybe that's why the restriction is in place. I don't know, but like, I would love to test this out. I really want to, but I can't. So we're stuck. That's right. So that's why we can't use that. Anyways, I guess I could show off and hopefully it doesn't break. I guess it's only 10k if it does, but I can show off the double bow build, which I would love for this to be more viable, because this already gives you something more to do while you're playing range, because all range is, for the most part, if you don't have something like a relic, like a magic relic, it's just running around and left clicking. Like, it's a very kind of like passive, kind of boring, empty playstyle, right? But then mixing in a second bow like gives you a lot of like the single action of switching between the bows. It feels really satisfying just to switch between bows. It gives you some nice decision making on the fly. It's a good feeling. I think it'd be really nice if it was just embraced a little bit more to like help range go faster. I will blog post about this endlessly. Anytime you come to the stream, there's probably like a 50% chance I'm blog posting about range being able to go faster. There are all these kinds of like little design tricks or whatever, like design decisions. So we cannot one-shot those mobs with the short bow inherently. Actually, wait, never mind. I didn't even pop my potions. We can give it another test here. Whoa, what the heck? Hello? Is this guy okay? He was doing an interesting motion to that fence there. Not sure if, well, yeah, he was doing what he was doing. Anyways. But yeah, so... Yeah, you can't one-shot without Emblem of Ancients being active. But when Emblem of Ancients is active, you can actually one-shot stuff, I think, with the short bow, and it makes it a very cool kind of sidearm playstyle. We can maybe show off a little bit. This might be a good place to charge, but I want to go double check that we don't have a dead end down the other hallway here first. I don't think this is a dead end. Oh wait, did this... Wait a second. Did that change? Why were those spiders not dying? Those are supposed to be dying. I don't know if that got changed or something. Oh no, wait, never mind. No, it's because my build changed, that's why. Because we're running Tome now. where I'm running the Undead Tome because it gets you all the like essential breakpoints you need for like necromages and hulks. So I can't actually use this, it's not viable. I would need the... Oh wait, it works on... Oh, it's because that's an undead enemy, right? If you run Abyssal Dominator, I think you can... you can one-shot the spiders as well. But yeah, I guess this is like not viable with the current setup, unfortunately. So I can't even show it off. But it is a really cool playstyle when it's set up properly. And it feels really fun to play too, because it's like it just gives you something a little bit more active to do while you're kiting enemies. It gives you one extra layer of decision making of like, do I want to dispatch of the big enemies first, or do I need to deal with the smaller threats? And like, which weapon do I want to use to do that? It just helps it feel a little bit more active. But anyways, I guess we will go through the rest of this with our shortbow that is not very useful. We did find the exit really fast, that's kind of nice. We could cut through there, but I guess I'll opt to just backtrack and then we'll use our charges to punch a way through. But yeah, double bow, just not really a good spot. Man, I wish it was though. I'll stop blog posting about it though. I wonder how annoying it is to hear the endless blog posts about range. I wonder like how valid a lot of the points are too. I wonder if some people think range is in a fine spot right now. Cause like, I think it is almost in a good spot. I just think that there's like some old design philosophies and like the entire playstyle has basically been built from the ground up on this framework of range is designed to help you mitigate damage. And I think there was like a comment Cliff made a long time ago about how it's like range. This was back I think before like, or like during the update where arrows were introduced, but it was like, well, you can mitigate so much damage with range that like if there's no arrows, then ranged players will never participate in the economy. And that's 100% valid. I think ranged players should be participating in the economy. But I think a lot of the design decisions have been built off of that old framework of range being this sort of tactic you would use to circumvent costs. But I don't think it's that way anymore with all the latest updates, because it's like, range is certainly going to be participating in the economy with the enhanced potions. We've got quivers now, which I think are excellent from a, you know, it makes range players again generate demand for certain resources. I think that's a great thing. I do think it's a little bit, it's weird for Transcendent, at least at this point in time, just because the pool of players that can actually craft the quivers is so low that I think it's a little bit weird to like own a blockchain bow that you may not even be able to fire if no one has like quivers up for sale on the market. But I think like generally speaking, it's not a big deal. Like there's usually quivers you can buy. And I think over time that issue will solve itself as more crafters become available. So those things aside, I think quivers are great. I think from a monster design perspective, we need... There's two things. I want range to be able to move faster, and everyone already knows this. But I think as a trade-off for range being allowed to play faster and go faster, there need to be more mobs that present a threat to range. And not just like basic archer mobs. I think we need monsters like the Arcanics, which can like throw up a shield or whatever that reflects attacks from ranged players, but in a more sophisticated way than it's currently implemented. Arcanics, as it's currently implemented, just serves as a sort of like
4 to 5 second fuck you, I'm waving my arms around, you can't do anything about me. I think there need to be more like active threats to ranged players that make them need to wear armor. Like for example, if you want to talk about not participating in the economy, you'll notice that I'm not wearing any armor at all right now, because the amount of mitigation you can get away with range is absolutely absurd if you just position yourself correctly. So I think more threats to range would be a good thing. And not just basic archers, because I know basic archers basically force you to wear armor because you can't position yourself usually against them to mitigate their damage. Like you can sort of dodge them, but on a map like Odin Spire, for example, you're gonna be hard pressed to dodge every single arrow that's being fired at you. Like, you're gonna get hit a few times. But I think more threats beyond that would be a good thing to mix in, but in exchange, I think range should also be given tools that allow them to play the game a little bit faster. If that was my bow, I swear to God. Let's see. Let me just take down the data here. You can loot Quiver Trove as well. Oh, that's true. I've never actually opened one of those. But that's true, that is in the game. That's actually a very good point, and well made. Directly from archers. Got a lot from Shoreaway Odin Spire. Oh, for real? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they had like a higher drop rate from those mobs. That's actually very interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. There. Okay. Okay, let's see what broke. Please don't be that crystal bow. Oh, it's Spitzo's live. Okay, that's a good notification. Oh man, Spitzo streams. Oh what? Oh my God, no. It's Spitzo, but also the bow broke. Dude, how could you be that unlucky? 3% chance to break? I take it out for one session just to demonstrate it, and it breaks. And this is exactly why double range, even in its current state, is not viable, because I'm not paying 10k to have a sidearm. It's stupid. We need blockchain short bows, in my very fierce opinion on the state of range. Dude! Oh my God. Alright. Well, that is what it is. Let me just document this here. This is what I get. I bet you this is Cliff. Cliff was like watching and he's like, you stop complaining about range right now. You're gonna play range the way it is and you're gonna like it. If you don't like it, I'm gonna break all your shit. Oh my God, dude. So let's talk about range participating in the economy. There's range participating in the economy right there. Celestial hides out of my ass. Anyways, this is, we're gonna put Godslayer back there. We're gonna bid farewell, give a salute, an 07 to our Crystalwood bow, and we're gonna get back on the grind here. Totally rigged. That was like the worst case scenario one could ever imagine. That is something else, man. I'll be working on engineering and forging 75 after Ascension. Right on, man. Yeah, I'm kind of on the sidelines of working on engineering a little bit as well. It's just not a huge focus right now. But it is something I'm pretty keen on. I would really like to be able to just make some quivers. And actually, not just quivers, but also the tools as well, because there has been a like legitimate shortage of pickaxes on the market. And it's not just me, there's like a lot of players are like, yo, I'm like willing to buy a Trigantium pickaxe, and there's none available, like no one is selling them. So these lazy endgame crafters are not they're not supplying, they're not meeting the demand of the market. So I would be very happy to be able to have my voice crack. I'd be I'm kind of hyped to be able to help people be able to mine the end game nodes, because there's, I don't know, there's some legitimate shortages taking place, which is very surprising, because it's like they're super lucrative. The margins on those tools are huge right now. Like, you're making thousands of gold for each one of those that you sell, and you can craft them like incredibly efficiently in Inverdin. So I'm kind of surprised that the people that have these end game skills are not like jumping on that, and like they're not capitalizing. And like, isn't that one of the main objectives? Is you get to make huge, like huge gold on all of that, right? For all of that time you invested and all the gold you spent on the mats and leveling up and everything, and as you get to the end game and you're not taking advantage of like 5k margins on pickaxes, like I don't understand. Anyways, now that Herd ain't playing that much, yeah, Herd, I was talking to Herd a little bit, and how it's like, it was kind of funny how he's like the master, like the master crafter, but he's like kind of retired now. He's like the grand apex master, but he's like lives up in the mountains or something. And so like whenever we want something crafted, we have to like go find Herd living up in the mountains or whatever, and like be like, Herd, we need you. There's a supply shortage in town. And he's like, I don't craft anymore. I don't practice anymore. I left that life behind me, or something like that. Because yeah, I think he used to like supply the market with a lot of stuff, but he's not doing it anymore. He's like, no, I don't craft for profit anymore. We had to like go commission him up in the mountains or whatever to craft us the items that we need. But yeah. Anyways, it's something to look forward to with the crafting anyways, kind of a long-term objective. I was already complaining about it before or whatever, but it's like I just feel like I don't have a ton of time for... If I want to keep up with this grind, I don't have enough time to like spend on other games that I want to play. But also like the crafting portion of this game in and of itself does kind of feel like its own kind of game and necessary time investment. So it's like, you gotta pick and choose. Do you want to craft, or do you want to like go play another game like Final Fantasy for a little while? I don't know. Or do you want to slow down on your grind for like skills or whatever? And who knows, I don't know. Maybe once I get the Transcendent Woodcutting, maybe I'll feel like I can take a little bit of a break from the grind. But for me right now, having only come back after like, I've only been playing again for a couple of months now after being away for like 2.5 years. So to me, I just, with how awesome the game is right now, I have a very strong drive to just kind of try to catch up. So I can just like, you know, not feel like I'm really far behind. It's kind of a tall order after being away for that long, but it's kind of where my drive is from right now. I stopped crafting M tools and quivers. Always someone undercutting. Yeah, I think the undercutters though, like, they're starting to like literally not be able to meet demand. And it's usually like someone undercutting is probably someone who's leveling and they're just trying to like get instant liquidity back so that they can keep buying mats so they can keep leveling. But the volume isn't there. I don't know, I think it is for some places though. If you look at Corinium right now, if you look at sickles and pickaxes, there was a breakout on the price, to where whoever was doing the aggressive undercutting, the supply ran out. And someone like this started like the price of the pickaxes and sickles, it went up to like 5k or something. But then after like a day or two, someone just started immediately undercutting for like 3k. But the thing is, people were very readily paying 5k for the tools, like, because to them it doesn't matter that much. They're gonna make their money back on the gathering. And so I don't know. I think eventually we're almost kind of seeing, and I think this very much has to do with the supply of leather. But I think where there's a lot of demand for ranged armor sets, you might actually see the price of tools start to go up because there's a bottleneck in the supply chain through the leather, where the leather armor is now requiring it needs 12 pieces of leather to craft a full set of the ranged leather armor. And having that much of the supply being taken away from the market and basically diverted away from and competing with the leather that's required to make tools, I think you're actually starting to see, and also that's not to even mention the leather demand for quivers that is also required. I think you're starting to see a little bit of competition to where the price of tools could legitimately go up just because there's so much competition for the leather with the latest update. So I think you might start to see the price of tools going back up again over time. And you can kind of see some trace elements of that taking place in the Ceridium market right now. I still think it's not 100% there. Oh my god, dude, that guy smells dinner. He's just running to the dinner table. Also, my EOA charges, as usual, as I'm blog posting, are just very bad. But yeah, I think there may come a time very soon where it might actually be profitable to craft at certain tiers, just because of the leather demand. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's also just speculation. And it is not virtual financial advice for your virtual golden coins, which you probably want to keep. But I think you are right overall about the volume not being there. It does kind of feel that way. Even with everything that I just said, the volume is, because we have a pretty small player base still, there isn't really that huge of a demand. Man, imagine one day if the player base does get bigger and like you have all those skills leveled up. There's like a huge amount of demand. I feel like crafting would be extremely profitable at that point. I think just for right now we're not quite there yet though. Although it's cool to see like there's a lot of returning faces coming back to the game, as well as some new ones too. Like it feels like there's a higher volume of new players than usual. I think someone had mentioned that like the signups are like open now. Like you can just like you don't even have to wait in line. I think. Like I think Cliff might have just opened up signups for a little while. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it is cool to see new people coming in. I did not want to find that. Wait, I already cleared the boss. I guess I did. I totally forgot that I even cleared the boss. Anyway. Still a 733, huh? It's kind of okay. But yeah, I think I'll stop the bullseye brew testing for now, just because I don't think my attention is where it would need to be to get accurate data. And it is a pretty expensive potion. It's not super expensive, but it's not cheap either. It's a pretty expensive one, so I might reserve that one for like maybe when I'm doing focus branding with a stream on the side or something. Draco Juice I'm pretty happy with using. Jeez, my voice. You can always skip the waiting phase by purchasing any Lunarai bundle. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's a super generous offer. Although a lot of people are like, and I totally understand their mindset. It's like the free to play mindset of like, but I don't want to spend money. I want to be, how much can I get from the game if I just play it for free? Which is a mindset I've personally kind of like put behind me, but I like grew up with that mindset. Like I 100% understand where people are coming from. As someone that like grew up with free MMOs, and it was like, how far can I progress like without paying? And like back when it was like, oh, pay to win was like a big thing. And it's like, I don't know, the game market has just kind of evolved in a direction where it's like, yeah, there are some games where like pay to win is, I would say, should be frowned upon and like it's not beneficial. But then there's also games like this where it's like, it's a mix of different factors, and it's like, it's not necessarily even pay to win, but it's like you can put some investment into it. And I liked the way Herd phrased it on one of his streams, where it's like, you know, it's a hobby, and it's like you can put some money into it if you want to, and you'll get a benefit out of it. But I think for this game in particular, I like that it's like, even if you throw a crap ton of money at it, um, everything is still backed by time. It's like, yeah, even me, like if you pick up like an emblem of the ancients or whatever, it's like this is not gonna just like instantaneously devalue everyone's effort. It's like I still have to put in the hours. I still have to sit here and grind. You know, if you're buying power pendants or whatever and you're selling them on the market to level your professions or whatever, it's not like an instantaneous fast track. Like you still have to sit there and put hours and hours and hours into crafting, right? Which is, I think is kind of cool. It's like you can kind of fast track a little bit and increase your liquidity by paying, but ultimately a lot of the value of a lot of the actions everyone is taking is that they're backed by a large time investment from the player. And so I think in this environment for this game, it works out really well in that sense. I do think it's cool when there's certain things that there are certain achievements or like accomplishments in the game that are exclusive to skill and have absolutely nothing to do with monetary investment. You know, like there was all kinds of like mounts and achievements you could get in things like World of Warcraft back in the day. Just stuff like that. I think those are cool. But it just depends on like the medium that you're playing in, right? And I think the kind of like quote-unquote pay-to-win bad mindset has kind of shifted over time in a lot of ways. And I will say I really like the way Herd phrased it as like treating this as kind of like a hobby. It's like you look at a game like Magic the Gathering, for example, and it's like how freaking pay-to-win is that? It's like, you know, if you're not buying, like especially lately, you know what's like. I don't know if you play Magic the Gathering or ever played it, but I saw someone like post an image of a bird. Actually, I'm not going to get into it if you don't play Magic, but there was like a bird that cost 3 mana that was very powerful for 3 mana. And it was a modern print of a modern card. And it was like, back in the day, 3 mana for that creature, like, it's like that would have been like a 6 mana creature, and now it costs 3 mana. And so it's like, you want to talk about pay to win in different games. It's like you have these card games with power creep, where they're basically like selling you power directly with how aggressively they're making the newer sets more powerful. It's just like, I don't know, and that's like a hobby too, right? It's just like a trading card game that you play for fun or whatever. So like, I don't know, there's different ways of interpreting it. I just want to play a game for free where I can extract as much juice for free. I saw the ring from Magic for like 500k or some shit. I think it might have been more than that. Who was it that bought that? Wasn't that it was some celebrity. Forget which one it was. I'm sure it's very easily Googleable who it was, but yeah, it's like a huge, like stupid, unreasonable amounts of money flowing through that. And again, it's just because it's like a collectible hobby, right? It's something that, you know, something that people want to put money into. It's the same with like Pokemon cards and stuff, right? You look at the prices on some of the like the vintage sealed products and stuff, and they're like absolutely absurd for like how much you would pay for a sealed product for a Pokemon card. I think the current state of the Pokemon trading card game is in a much better place than Magic, but I won't divert the whole conversation towards that. But it's like even if a card game or whatever is reasonably priced and not abusing power creep to force players to buy the latest sets, you know, it's still something that you put money into, and is, you know, there's a certain element of it that you likely appreciate that incentivizes you, or I don't know what you'd say, like it makes you more willing to part with money to get whatever it is the hobby is offering. And so, like, to me, this game, it's like you look at how much freaking time and effort and trial and error and effort Cliff has put into this project, and it's like, and just like the raw fun and enjoyment of playing the game. It's like, yeah, this is something I can very easily put some money into, and I'm very happy to do so because I'm getting a ton of enjoyment out of it. And also, just as like honestly, like a game development accomplishment, I think this game is really freaking cool. Like the amount of shit that Cliff has been able to do as a one-man army is absolutely astounding. Like all the different, like not just from like putting the game together and like balancing everything out and all the economic systems, but it's like he's figured out all the blockchain technology and integrations and all that stuff. It's like, holy crap, dude! Like, how did one person manage to put all this together? It's absolutely insane. And so all those different factors for me, it's like, yeah, treating this as a hobby is something I sink time into. I'm very happy to put a little bit of money into it. And generally that's what a hobby is. It's just something you kind of put some time and money into as a human being to kind of occupy yourself, right? So, I don't know. I don't know how I got on that whole spiel. How did we get on the whole pay-to-win spiel? I'm not even sure where that originated from, to be perfectly honest. But yeah. And where did that originate from? I have to go back in the VOD and find out the origin. Was it something to do with crafting? Or I don't know. Oh no, well I guess it had something, yeah, it was a little bit to do with crafting. Because like you can just buy Lunari to skip the waiting line or whatever. Which even that is not pay to win, that's like, that's basically just like you're buying the game, like that's not even pay to win at all. And in this, it's very unique in this game too, if you think about it, because it's like you're not just buying the game for the experience. Like you put some money in. Like the game state as it currently is, you can very really extract value from it. Like Aetherwood is a real thing. It has quite a good amount of tangible value to it. Like it's not gonna like let you quit your job or anything, but like, you know, I think from a value perspective, as far as sustainability goes, like Aetherwood and Sarium Ore are things that like any player can really look forward to finding. They're very exciting. It's like a lot of players have said, it's like it feels like it's a 24/7 event now. It's not just like it used to be back in the day where it's like a lot of people felt like it was only worth playing the game when an event was happening because that was the only time that any value was trading hands. You know, I haven't spent a single EOA charge. How? It's like the part of my brain that keeps track of using emblem charges is the same part that blog posts, and they can't both be active at the same time for some reason. I don't understand. What is so hard about pushing the emblem button? I guess I'm very frugal with the emblem charges. I like to try to maximize them, but then it's like, if I'm blog posting, I'm not paying attention to when I should actually be activating them, so I end up just not using it. It's like that RPG item syndrome where you hoard all of your items until the last boss and you never end up using any of them. Something like that. But yeah, it's like on the purchasing that package deal, it's like, yeah, you're basically just like buying the game, and then you basically unlocked the ability to enter the game, and if you put a lot of time into it as a free player, there's now there are tangible ways for you to, you know, you can get back your investment and then some if you're playing it. Like if you're a young kid or whatever and you've got all the time in the world, you know, like I used to be that way back in the day. I think all of us used to be that way back in the day when we were younger. It's like, yeah, you could definitely make some like decent income off of this. I imagine like putting, you know, 16 hours a day into a game like this, like I used to be able to back in the day, and it's like, yeah, you'd be getting a lot of Aetherwood drops if you were grinding that much. I gotta refill my Draco juice here. Go ahead and grab some of that now. I think I'm kind of low. I think I need to craft some more. Although I could also just buy them off the market, because people are selling Draco juice for very cheap right now. It's very affordable. It's kind of tempting to just buy some. But I do kind of want to be able to get the EXP out of it as well. So. But yeah, anyways, so that's the buying the game free-to-play rant. Anyways. Let's go back to our grind here. And I'm a pretty big fan of these albums. It's the Dungeon Sith Kobold album. They're really nice for grinding. Nice backdrop. Dude, that guy smells dinner. There he goes. Running a marathon. I think they look so funny though, because they normally walk so slowly, and then when they leash, they just like sprint across the map. Anyways, let's see if we can actually spend our emblem charges on this here. And then I did say, so after this run, I think I could actually do the melee build for a little bit. I didn't actually do it properly last night. I forgot that the way I like to run it is I like to actually do it in sets of 3 runs. Because I do use elite melee potions for it. And to get the most value out of the potions, I kind of like to run 3 dungeons at a time and try to get try to only use 2 elite melee potions for the set of dungeons. So we'll give that a swing after this, I guess, just for fun, just to show it off. I think it's a little bit of a copium build though. I talked about this last night, where I think if you have a transcendent axe, you can accomplish what I'm accomplishing with elite melee potions, like without the consumables. It's just, I think swords right now, with Emblem, you kind of want the extra damage. I don't know why I'm grabbing this and breaking my skip blue while AOA is active rule, but anyway. That's okay. Getting a blue tree is not the worst. In fact, it's actually pretty awesome. You want to try to move quickly. And emblem spent so we can grab the orange. I'm thinking about those transcendent gems again, and how no one is buying them. That's what's on my mind right now. My goblin brain is activated. I want to make some more gold, but no one is buying the gems. How do we solve this? I wonder if anyone would buy the completed armor. I wonder if that would be more convenient for people. Like a willing to sell sentinel armor or willing to sell huntmaster armor versus the gems. I wonder if it would just be a more convenient package for people to purchase. I actually haven't looked at the sales for the armors themselves, the endgame armors. I'm not sure if there's market activity for them. Maybe that's where I should be looking. I don't know why I'm mining these. I kind of just... I feel like we're gonna have uptime for the boss. So a little time we can spend on gathering. This one will grab either way. Nice. And then I pick the grab here as well. Man, I sort of don't mind having just like clear methodology as a fallback for commentary. I don't know if it's actually like good commentary, but it's kind of my like go-to to fill dead air, to be honest. Although I think there's something to like be said for just shutting up sometimes and just like letting the game noises be heard and stuff. I said it before, but I'll say it again. I think it's just that YouTuber part of my brain that's like, once it's on, it's like conditioned to just never stop talking. Just fill the dead air no matter what. Doesn't matter what you're saying, just say something. I don't mind narrating the clear methodology though. I think it's interesting. Even just for myself, being able to like narrate it, it kind of gets me like thinking there's like different ways to approach during the dungeon or whatever. I think it's more or less solved for the most part, but you never know. Sometimes you can think of different strategies or something. I think at the end of the day though, I am going to have to just calculate the AXP per minute to see like what is actually most efficient. Snipe the spider. You never know, he could have a blockchain chest, and since we're in downtime anyways, we can grab this blue tree. There you go. No nests for us though. It's Diago didn't show up to the stream today, so no nests for us. Usually Diago shows up, and whenever he does, I end up getting a bunch of nests. Since he's not here, the birds did not come to the stream today, unfortunately. Man, I think it'd be cool if there was like a... I think I've talked about it before, but like a ranged relic where it's like you do more damage if you're closer to the enemy. That'd be cool. So you could do more risky stuff like what I just did there and like get rewarded for it. Like get up in their face a little bit and just like nail them with point blank shots. That's kind of how it works in like D&D and stuff. It's like a point blank shot skill you can use to go like do some more aggressive plays even as a ranged character. Yeah, I haven't played D&D in ages, come to think of it. Alright. So we are gonna do, we can do melee now. I'll do one run of melee, we'll set it up here. Oh yo, strikers on? Let's freaking go, dude. I'm gonna have to do this, I guess. I will need to be able to stash to get the elite melee potion. We just need like a couple of them, to be honest. Man, it'd be cool if we had multiple people streaming, if we all just got in like a Discord channel or something at some point and just like theory crafted about like what the next patch is gonna be or something. That'd be kind of neat. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, we need an overmorph. Because we're going for, actually here, we gotta do this. Oh, there we go, so those are already lined up. Overmorph. Alright. I forgot the overmorph when I was using this last night. The overmorph actually helps quite a bit with moving faster, but it is pretty freaking expensive. Alright, as is tradition, this is everything I need, I think. I gotta put on orc music. Because you basically play like an orc blade master with 100% crits when you play this. It's got very strong orc energy. So we gotta get, where is this here? I have to wait for this to load. My external drive is being particularly slow. Draft 3. Alright, here we go. And I don't even know if I'm in a good state of mind to play this. I've just been playing ranged for like a very long time. We'll see if I can switch over to melee here. Alright. So the idea is we're using elite melee potions as a crutch for our damage because swords don't hit as hard. But we are pulling really big packs of mobs, so we need the damage. So personally, I need the elite melee potion. We have a blockchain axe. I think you can get away with just getting discreet and enhanced melee potion. But alright, let's we'll give it a shot here. And we're gonna use overmorph to try and move really, really fast through the dungeon. And we have spyglass too, which helps us with routing a little bit in this particular build. So we do have to move like pretty friggin' fast. And like we need to really pay attention to node skipping as well. Like we're not taking this range, we don't have time for it. We need to be really efficient with the clear if we're gonna get our potions in. Oh wait, this is the chest. There we go. Very unlucky that these nodes are spawning right here at the start when we pop the charge. And we get hit in the face, that sucks. Okay, that wasn't a very good uptime, honestly. Too many nodes that spawned. It's okay. It's really important to try and mitigate as much damage as you can, because you're only relying on R-cores for sustain here. As well as a couple of pieces of fish in case things get dicey. course, we don't have our Tempest for dealing with larger packs, so I think I talked about this yesterday, but you're basically looking for a problematic place to pop your next charge. And if you can get away with playing a little bit conservative and chill for at least one part of the dungeon, that's okay. But if you're going for a triple potion pack or whatever, or like a 3 back-to-back dungeons, you do have to really keep in mind your pace. Because otherwise you'll fall behind and you won't actually be able to pull it off. Oh god. Yeah, so like I would just pop the charge here, because is this a problem? That was a pretty good charge, honestly. Making really active use of the overmorph is important to get the most you can out of each charge. Rogs are my arch nemesis. I can never kill these guys without taking it. Like impossible. Yeah, and so we do want to chill a little bit on the pulls. Because the boss hasn't spawned yet, so... We're on a pretty good pace though, it looks like. I think we have time to find a few nodes. I keep forgetting I have Overmorph, I should be using it more. Okay, we can pop this down, I think. Accidentally ate fish instead of oh man, that's actually really bad. I ate the fish instead of popping fire push. I took a ton of damage there by accident. Whoops. At least our energy is good. Oh, it looks like our HP is good. Alright, nice. Thought our HP might have been a little bit low because of the blunder, but we're okay. Probably a little bit slower than I would have liked, but it's okay. 626. Not bad. Usually go a little bit faster with this build, but I'm kind of warming up with it. We didn't get any mining XP, that's kind of insane. Also, as a little note, your potion durations don't tick down while you're in this screen, which is nice. Gives you a moment to document anything you need to document. That's good. So we need all three. I don't have fireproof. Oh my god. Okay, we're losing very valuable time right now. Fireproof. We need freaking Chimera. Normally I have these. It's Dino really. Normally I have those in the stash, but I just wasn't actually planning on using this build. Then we use this second set of potions in this dungeon, and then we get a free dungeon in the next one. No, I actually got hit by the mage, yeah. Sucks. Alright, so now we want to take a breather. Oh my god, dude, that guy went flying. Okay, we can grab a few nodes. That was a good EOA to start things off. I get so pumped when I play this game. It's just such a like fast-paced playstyle. I really enjoy it. Even if it's not the most gold efficient, because you get to crack an overmorph and the 2 elite melee potions, it's really fun to drive this, man. It is a fun build. We can pop. Actually, we'll take it easy. It's only a... And there's a couple of trees I want to gather here as well, so before we pop it, we can grab these. I gotta watch those potions too, we gotta refresh those. Yeah, I gotta refresh them now. And we gotta go quick. So the real trick here is now we have 10 minutes to clear both this dungeon and the next one before the potions run out. So we gotta like be very conscious of our time management. Because we're not just playing for this dungeon, we're playing for the next one as well. So we're really on the clock. But there isn't too much left in this one, so we should be okay. Don't forget to be popping overmorph as much as possible. But yeah, when I blog post about range being able to go fast, like this is what I'm talking about. I want this level of adrenaline or a ranged build. I don't know how you balance it, but this is what I want in range. Man, I'm really low on energy from those mage hits, though. It's kind of concerning, to be honest. Let's see, we've got... I think there's enough. I have enough time to grab this blue. And to be pretty efficient next run, though. I have to factor in we gotta go to the stash, too. There's a 530. Need one fireproof, and I think I need a fish, I'm not sure. Guess we'll see. Oh no, I still have them actually. Okay, then we're good. Let's just go next. So we should be able to be done by the end. Be done by, that's not even English. I don't even know what words are coming out of my mouth. But yeah, we should be able to finish before the potions run out. I think that's what I was trying to articulate somehow. It failed doing horribly. One thing, we can be a lot more aggressive with our scouting with melee too, which is something I try to make use of. Because if you get into a bad situation, you can just hack and slash your way out of it. So I just like to see what we're dealing with on the map. Looks like we should be able to pop a charge here. Oh my god. Okay, that's dangerous as hell. So our EOA ran out there, so now we need to be very careful. Looks like our cores didn't take too much damage. We're okay. That's a little bit overzealous. We do need to be careful if our cores are running out, because I'll end on your timing for EOA charge. You can just pop this now, though. I think it's fine. We're skipping a lot of nodes, unfortunately. I'm just a little bit bloodthirsty at the moment, so we'll just keep going here. Oh, that's actually... Oh, I forgot. Part of the strategy for this... That's right, now I remember. My strategy for this is on this final dungeon, I'm actually not supposed to take any nodes, because what we do is we just full clear the dungeon and then we go back and we take every single node. Right. So I shouldn't have actually been taking nodes this whole time. I shouldn't have taken that T node, because we go back after and we take everything. That's the strat for this setup. Oh, my UI ran out. This is bad. Fuck it. Last purge. I think the boss might be able to spawn off of this. Fire first. My bad. Should have dodged that. Okay, so our emblems are out, but this normal mob's left now, so we should be okay. Got 17% arc cores, so we should be chilling. But wow, there's a lot of mobs left, holy crap. Anyways, that's the general gist of it there. Oh, I think maybe I just figured out how rogs work. Are you supposed to, like, you do that, you hit them once, you do the dodge to evade the attack, and I think you're supposed to get your second attack in, like, while they're swinging. Because their attack reset is so fast that like, there's no other way to dodge it, right? So, I think that's how it's supposed to work. Yo, Surgery, what's up, man? How's it going? Welcome in. I think you actually just caught the end of the stream, because I'm going to be wrapping up here, but we just got done showing off the melee Emblem of Ancients setup here, which I didn't execute it perfectly, but it was, I think it was successful enough. But yeah, so right now we're just chilling. Basically the setup for this is we went in, you spend 1 overmorph potion, and you spend 2 sets of melee potions that include 1 elite melee potion. And you go through and you clear your first 2 dungeons, being a little bit opportunistic about what nodes you're taking. And then, oh, we got gold dust, nice hit. On this final dungeon, when your final set of potions expires, you just go through after you've cleared everything and you just take all the nodes. As kind of like a cooldown period. I don't know if this is actually time efficient to do it this way, but from a kind of like cost perspective with the potions, it kind of works out. So I don't know. From a real-time perspective, I don't know if it's that good, but I kind of like doing this. It's nice after like 3 intense runs of melee to just kind of take a resource gathering break and just kind of just treat it like an enchanted isle or something. Kind of nice. And you can even take like the blue mining nodes and the blue trees and stuff. It's kind of cool. the slight bit of extra enjoyment is worth losing like 10 to 20 seconds. Even a bit more. Yeah, for sure. It's just satisfying to like be able to take all the nodes you want, pretty much. After a full clear. But man, it is like really fun to play. It's a very fun build, but also like very high attention and like high focus. Like I would not be able, I don't think, to grind with this for like 4 hours. Like I usually get burnt out after like 2 hours of playing the melee build. And it's I don't know, you have to be in a pretty specific mindset. But yeah, so our final clear time of the nodes included is 8 minutes, but then you get those two initial runs which are like sub 6 minutes. You get like two 5 minute runs and then like one kind of longer run where you extract all the resources. So I don't know. That's how I'm currently running it. When I do run it, I don't play this one nearly as much since figuring out the ranged approach. I just like the range a lot more. It's more chill and easy to just kind of turn your brain off and farm endlessly. Also, what broke exactly? Lost something. A hatchet. R.I.P. hatchet. Alright. Anyways, I don't know if you're still there, Argantus, but that was the preview or whatever, the showcase of the build, which I think I did it more justice tonight than I did last night, because last night I didn't do the whole overmorph thing. I totally forgot about that whole setup. But yeah, I think Spitzo is still alive, so guys, if you're looking for more Lost Relics content, you should definitely go rock over to his stream over on YouTube. Actually, I can get the link real quick. As the freaking orc drums kick up. We always have to have the orc music when doing the melee build. So I can't rate him because he's on YouTube, but is a great guy. He's awesome content. Yeah, if you guys want to go check out Spitzo's stream, there's the link. And yeah, thanks for dropping by surgery. It was nice to see you. And Argantus, thanks for hanging out as well and chatting. Here we can turn off the orc music now. We're done slaughtering. Yeah, thanks for hanging out and chatting. You guys always make the grind very fun and interesting. Love having people to talk with. And I don't know if you're still there, Skittles, but if you were still there, thanks for dropping by as well. I'll see if I can jump on the Final Fantasy sometime, man. I'm trying my best to work out what a good way to get it into the schedule would be. Yeah, again, thank you guys for watching, and I will probably be back sometime this week, maybe tomorrow. I kind of don't have a schedule or anything for the stream. It's kind of if I feel like turning it on, I'll turn it on. Sometimes if I'm watching a stream, I just won't stream myself because I'm just watching someone else do something while I grind. Yeah. Thanks guys for hanging out, and I hope I can see you next time. But until then, bye bye for now.